Phenomenology, unlike other forms of philosophy, actually values how it feels to be oneself. And for philosophy, that's a big deal. So philosophy's been really concerned with systems of control. And phenomenology shows up and says, well, what if we actually think about how people are of themselves, in themselves, and use that as the place to begin? Then what happens is we think about choice making and moving.
Honestly, still processing a lot. There's been so much information in 5 days, and has it even been 5 days?
Is it really just for me? And I want to put that in 21st century. I mean, these times are really fucked up and scary. You know, we're scared and afraid. So we need things that are for us. It's hard to imagine a commons actually working anymore. Commons doesn't seem to work at all. Here we are, though. It does. It does. You know, don't lose hope.
It's definitely surprised me, and not in ways that I assumed. I knew that it was going to be rigorous, but I didn't expect there to be, I mean, of course there's dialogue, especially about our political situation and about, I mean, what it means to be a performer, but there's also a lot of just commonality and shared values that aren't necessarily spoken, but are represented in space by us moving together.
3 glorious days. I've really enjoyed it. I've met some incredible people, reconnected with people as well, old friends. I think I've made some new friends as well. And it's such just a genuine, smart community of thinkers, of dancers, of performers.
So we're working with like finite attention through our eyes. Finite attention through our eyes. So inviting naming back into the room, inviting embodiment that locates that.
Like everyone seems to be sort of bringing their own research, and which is kind of a prerequisite, I think, for my course specifically. But I call it the Transgressive Body Workshop, and I'm really thinking a lot about what does it mean to exist in a body that is sort of marked as transgressive. And so the work really has become this way of practicing resistance, using conscious and unconscious methods to figure out other possibilities, other ways of creating futures for the self and for the environment that we want to exist inside of. And I think sort of moving the work outside of the classroom or a specific environment, sort of moving it into a more pedestrian zone, really helped to like land these practices that we are engaging in the classroom. They do move outside, and we do carry them, and they do become real strategies that we can apply to our everyday lives.
You can still sense all of this information even when you send your dance far away.
The sense of community among the teachers, and having teachers take my class and taking other teachers' classes, and it breaks the hierarchy down a little bit. And then also just seeing how many beautiful movers there are of so many different experiences and ages and locations, geography, and
Heidi's class is just, for me, was so different than a lot of things because it was very much like in the world of let's move, come on, like clear space and define your space and take charge and let's move on to the next thing, which completely disorients you but also grounds you. A lot of Anya's and Jaamil's work with materiality and playing with the idea of permanence and destruction and letting things take new shape and form.
Somehow the people, the range of people who are teaching matters, the identities of those people and the depth of their practices and the differences of their practices has a urgency and a kind of discipline in relationship to this current time. It feels like an underpinning of kind of activism that many other things are possible besides some of the dominant paradigms. And that a dance can be an agent, a positive agent of kind of change or transformation or collective experience to at least imagine some possibilities besides what else is happening in the broader
Everyone has an abuser. Isn't that an interesting thing? We all have one. Kind of think that everybody has one if you're willing to be honest with yourself. Everybody has an abuser one way or the other. I don't propose to have any real answers, but maybe we contribute to abuse in some way or another, and we also receive it, and we're somehow supposed to alchemically work that out by the time we pass or come back again or in a number of lives. I don't know. I can only remember this life, so doing the best I can. After 4 days, 4 hours a day, you can get to some pretty deep places and definitely in a group start to actually be able to color the music with people's personalities even, and even maybe their moods on that day. This whole idea of community or creating community or encouraging community, I think, is really important for learning and it's so human-based. All of this work is so human-based, and I feel like the biggest thing is allowing that information to inform what's happening in real time.
Playing with how you're built and what you're made of and how it works. Clearly I have, a certain style. I don't expect you to dance the same as me. I hope you have other ideas.
It's really been ecstatic. People we've met, Albert and I, from all over the place, from Bates, from years ago, from New York, from the West Coast. I love that they bring so many artists from the West Coast, I have to say. Jesse Zaritt and Anya Cloud working with Sarah Shelton-Mann right now, who's my mentor, and Abby's, who's here, and Larry, and then Jenny and Lauren. I mean, I'm in heaven. I never get to see these people's work when I'm in San Francisco or I'm out of town. So the bonus of getting to see my fabulous favorite peers and work on a certain level of research, experimentation, that's really important to me. Like, I get to come here and not do the usual fantastic technique class we do when we come to Boston, but to be able to do the intensive for 4 hours and get more into the improv. It's been a gift, and to perform, to be able to show our work.
Yeah, and keep this idea of sacred geometry and fractal involved. You can go into the fractal of the wrist, that then can become like opening the heavens, that then can come back into hard and long.
Really grateful to be in this space, and I have a lot of, I mean, hope is like too broad of a word. I think I have an immediate response to everything that I've seen and witnessed, and everyone who I've seen and witnessed this week. It's interesting because, we're all from different lights of life, and some of us are meeting each other for the second time or for the first time, but we've all came here for some reason. All of our lines were tethered, and we're gonna take those same lines, we're gonna branch out. So this idea and this release that we've practiced in the 4 days is going out in the world. We're participating in a radical form of resistance. Thank you. Yeah.